Okay, guys, so we have 2 weeks of school left, and I thought that I would let you guys take control of the rest of the year. And what we're going to do together as a class is we're going to give you the freedom to explore some interests or things that you want to know more about, or topics that maybe we didn't cover as in depth and as in great detail, or maybe something outside of the realm of history that you would like to spend some time educating yourself about. So, our original idea was to have you guys research a topic in U.S. history that maybe we didn't get to spend a lot of time on, or some issue or topic or event or development that we never even talked about, that you could do a little deep dive into, or that you could learn a little bit more about. And this could be anything from the scope of our current study of history, from post-Civil War to present, or it could even go back to, the earlier colonial period up until Civil War, which you covered in 8th grade. Anything from all of American history, in other words, is what we were thinking. You guys could spend a little time learning about and doing a little research and maybe doing a little 3-minute presentation about that topic. So we thought, well, you guys have already used Flipgrid before, doing the 1920 slang, maybe doing a little 3-minute presentation on a topic of interest to you would be fun, the who, what, when, where, and why. And some kind of a little illustration, could be hand-drawn, some kind of visual, so we're not just looking at your face. Not that there's anything wrong with your face, but something that people could kind of look at while you're giving an explanation about a topic of interest to you personally that you learned a little bit more about. Now, if you're not a history buff and you'd rather spend your time researching more practical things, things that you could use in your future, whether it's college admissions or getting into the workforce, or just skills or ideas or things that your parents know how to do that you don't know how to do, like unstopping a clogged toilet, or you want to research how to file your taxes, or how to change your oil, or how to tie a tie, or anything that you think of in the future. Gosh, I don't know how to do that. I'm going to give you the time, couple class periods to work on that and to learn a little bit more about that. So you can either do a history topic, something that you're interested in, or you could do something a little bit more practical, something that you could use in your everyday life. So for those of you that are interested in history and would like to delve a little bit deeper into a topic that we haven't covered yet, or we didn't go into very much detail about, or maybe it's from a time period that really wasn't in the scope of this course, here's some steps to finding a topic that you may find useful. First thing I would say is find a historical era that maybe, gosh, I'm really interested in the 1920s and, jazz, or I'm really interested in, the Prohibition era. I wanted to learn a little bit more about that we didn't get into. Or maybe it's something from earlier in American history, like the Puritans. I know that you guys in English read The Scarlet Letter, I believe, and or maybe it was a play about witchcraft. I can't remember exactly what you guys read, but maybe that's something that you want to learn a little bit more about. Or maybe you want to learn about, women's role in the Civil War, the American Revolution, or something that wasn't really covered in 11th grade U.S. history, but maybe was touched on in an earlier history course. Any of those kinds of things will be acceptable. Now, what I would caution you against is kind of doing a deep dive into something that we really, really covered kind of in depth, like Watergate, or, World War I, or the Spanish-American War, something that we really kind of spent a lot of time on. Maybe you want to try to find a topic that we didn't spend as much time on. Once you've narrowed down that kind of broad area of interest or topic, then you may want to kind of drill down a little bit further and find specific, details or topics of that era that you want to research a little bit more about. This is a research assignment, so we are going to be asking that you do consult multiple sources for this as you're learning about whatever topic or whatever skill or whatever development or event or issue is interesting to you. So the requirement for this assignment, this will be your last assignment for the year, is that you need to use at least 2 written sources. These can be textbooks. These can be encyclopedias. I've got a cart of books, as you can see at the front of the room. These could even be ebooks or online articles, nonfiction library books, anything that's written. And then at least 2 non-written sources like videos. You can go to YouTube. You can go to, Encyclopedia Britannica videos, podcasts, audio blogs, anything that is not written that you're getting the information from. So a couple of each. You may want to consult more than 2 of each. A terrific resource for research is our Mac and Via library database that you have access to through the student portal. And if you go to the Mac and Via database, you'll basically type in the name of your school and your ID and your password. You'll have access to a ton of research resources. When you're in Mac and Via, you can go up to the top right-hand corner and search for any topic. If you look over on the left-hand side, you can search ebooks, you can search databases, audiobooks, whatever you'd like. There's a plethora of stuff, resources for you guys to use for your research. One of my favorite databases in Mac and Via is ABC Clio. Tons and tons of articles, videos, resources, links, etc. for you to learn more about any topic. And again, remember, all of this is accessible through the Mac and Via website or the Mac and Via tile on your student portal. As you're researching today and you're gathering your information, I'd like you to keep track of where you're getting the information from, whether that's a written source or a non-written source. Part of this research assignment is going to be that you cite your sources. If you're using APC Clio or another database source on Mac and Via, most of the time those sources, there's a little link at the bottom where you can just copy the source citation. So what you're going to do when you're finished is you're going to provide those source citations for your 2 written and your 2 non-written sources. If you're using a source like a YouTube video or something outside of Mac and Via or ABC Clio, a great way to cite your sources is with the app or with the website easybib.com. Just keep track of the links or anything you're using online, and I can help walk you through it next period when I return. So again, where we're headed with this is you're eventually going to share what you learn, and we're going to use Flipgrid to do that, 3 to 5 minutes. I don't expect you to start on the Flipgrid today. Your job today is to really learn about your interest, do some reading, do some research, gather your information, and keep track of your sources so that when you're done with this assignment, you'll be able to cite your sources, and then you'll be able to share your expertise.